And so one of the things that we work with in spiritual awakening is can we wake up, and live beyond ego, beyond our mind, beyond our emotions. And then through some means, can we heal our ego, whether it's through therapy or through spiritual practice, meeting with a counselor, whatever it is. Can we heal our ego? And can we allow our ego to naturally integrate into our life in an adult way, in a whole way, in a complete way? And when we do this, we're naturally going to feel worthy. We're naturally going to feel complete. We're naturally going to know our innate goodness, our innate wealth, our innate beauty and divinity. And so from this place of knowing our divinity, knowing our beauty, then we can allow that beauty to be reflected back in our life. It's not that we allow it, but that's just what happens with life. This life begins to reflect that beauty. And so this whole dance around, manifestation of the law of attraction, instead of looking at it from an egoic way of, how can I get something more in my life, we can look at it as how can I discover the depth of my divinity, the depth of my beauty, the depth of my goodness, my completion, my wholeness. How can I become spiritually awake and wake up to my goodness and then just naturally allow that goodness to be reflected back? If we make spiritual awakening our priority, if we, as Jesus put it, as we seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, then all else will come. Then all else will come to us. But most people, who work with the law of attraction, they do it the opposite. They do it just from the sense of, I want to get more. And when we do that, we just come from a sense of lack. And that's why people find the law of attraction failing, is because what's really being broadcast, out of their being is a feeling of lack, a feeling of unworthiness, or a feeling of attachment, or greediness, or clinginess. And so to me, the most efficient way, to work with this, if we do want to work with this, if we want to begin to play with reality, begin to manifest a greater life for ourselves, for the sole purpose of actualizing our divine self, not for the sole purpose of getting more, but for the sole purpose of being a deeply embodied, awakened, liberated being here on earth. As we begin to look at our life and just notice how our shadow, is reflected to us, and we use that wisdom to begin to bring a sense of love to that shadow, to that sense of unworthiness or whatever it is within us, and allow that to heal. And as it heals, it's reflected back in our life. And it's a beautiful thing. And so we work with it in a couple ways. The first way we work with this is through going to the root of our pain, becoming aware of it, going to the root of it, and meeting it with an absolute love and kindness. And so this is our constant invitation, is can we meet ourselves, in every aspect of ourselves, all the levels of ourselves. Can we meet it with love? Can we meet it with compassion and allow it to heal? And then from that healing energy, and we notice that our innate goodness, our innate beauty is just broadcasted out to the world, and then we enjoy the fruits of that. And so this is a practice, that we're playing with. It's something I'm really excited to begin to practice in my life and just to play with in a deeper way. I discovered this because, after having a huge awakening, I noticed that I still had all sorts of issues, or all sorts of shadows running rampant within myself. But as I began to do this work, what I noticed was that my life began to change in a powerful way. And then it became a life that was, fun and joyous and happy and awake, which is a beautiful thing. So, I invite you to play with this and to practice this with me and to enjoy this practice. And this practice is all about just loving ourselves and looking at the divine intelligence of this world and learning from it, and then seeing what happens.